topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the host and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Donna Campbell. I am the host of Real Estate Dreams and Beyond. You can download the app at W4CY and listen to us every Monday at 3 o'clock. We're on from 3 to 3:50. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are located here in sunny South Florida, and I have with me my friends as well as special professionals in credit solutions and mortgage solutions. I'd like to welcome Lucia Corral.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, and Miss Jen Fanning from Waterstone Mortgage.
Hello, everybody. I'm your biggest fan.
So we're just going to kick off today's show is all about becoming a homeowner in 2023 and credit repair solutions. So last week on our first show, we talked just a little bit about the Live Local Act, where we have down payment assistance coming into play in the month of July this year. And this is for first-time home buyers. And we're just really excited about that. So we're here to build the public knowledge of that particular program. And if you have any other questions, obviously we're here to answer those too. But we're just going to get started off today with LC's Credit Solutions with a game of What If? So with that being said, are you ready, Lucia?
What if?
I'm ready.
What if? Okay, so here are the questions. What if my credit score is below 640?
If your credit score is below a 640, usually what I see is, let's say there's no derogatory items, right? There's no late payments, no collections, no charge-offs. If it's below a 640, usually what I see is a lot of points being held up in the credit card balances. So if you have open credit cards and you're using more than 10% of your available credit limit, you want to make sure you're paying those balances down so that you can see your score go up.
I have a question with that, LT. So I pull credit all day long, obviously. And so I see, is this true or not? That sometimes people who have a bunch of student loans in deferment and no late payments anywhere, but it almost seems like the deferment is holding it down as well. Is that possible?
Yeah, definitely it can keep the score down. Student loans are really, really big on, reporting a lot of late payment history, not reporting 100% accurate. So they can tend to ding your credit. But definitely make sure that the reporting accurately will help you get those points that, you may be missing out on.
Okay. Okay. That's good. That's good to know, because I totally feel like I see that all the time.
Absolutely. Looks like we may have lost Miss Donna.
Yeah, that's definitely what I think. So what if somebody has a foreclosure? So what can you do? Is there anything you can do?
Well, yeah, definitely. So, a lot of people think, there's bankruptcies, there's foreclosures. There's a lot of public information sometimes on our credit profiles. Now, we as consumers have rights to privacy, so they don't necessarily have to be on there. Now, if you've gone through a foreclosure, be honest with your lender about, your situation. Make sure that you explain it to them. Sometimes it can be that it was something that was completely out of your hands, especially if it was during the pandemic. If it was due to, some medical history, something that happened to you, or, some financial issues that you were going through, speak to your lender. Then they may be able to make some exceptions in regards to your specific case.
Yeah, absolutely. I know as a lender, there are some exceptions that can be made, in regards to the foreclosures. Funny story. I had a guy one time who I pulled his credit and his foreclosure was not on his credit report. And so, but we found out about it later when we did kind of like this background check that we do, that dives into public records. And so then we found the foreclosure and he was like, oh man, how did you find that? He said, I spent big money on a lawyer to get that off of my credit report. I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't mean that it still didn't happen. So we still have to address it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I always recommend, even if it gets eliminated, because it can, right?
Yes.
Bankruptcies can definitely be eliminated from your credit profile. But even if it gets eliminated, you need to be completely honest on your application, right? Mm-hmm. And you need to let them know that you did, in fact, have a bankruptcy at one point in time, because they're going to find out, right? Usually when they pull the court records is when they see that at one point you filed for bankruptcy or you had a foreclosure or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to my client. And I was so surprised as a loan officer. So yeah, definitely if you're out there and you're listening and you've had a foreclosure, way better to let people know up front so that we can deal with it and act accordingly.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Sorry about my technical difficulties there.
No worries.
It happens, right?
Okay,
it's Monday.
It's a Monday. Okay, so you just jumped right in and took care of it, didn't you, Jen? Thank you so much.
We did.
Our next what if is what if, Jen? What is the next what if for Miss Lucia?
It is, what if I have medical bills in collections that are under $500? So what can you or can you not do with that?
So they just are passing a law. Now, the law is really funny when it comes to the specifics of it, because it says the first half of the year, they didn't put a specific date on it, right? So in my mind, okay, it's like by the end of July, right? The first half of the year, medical bills under $500 will no longer be reporting to your credit profiles. So some of you may already have noticed, that they're getting eliminated from your profiles, which is causing an absolute increase in some of our clients' scores. So if they have not fallen off, if they are not completely fallen off by July, the end of July, please reach out to us. You can even reach out to us now. If there's any medical bills under $500, we can start disputing them on your behalf to get those eliminated and get you those points that you're missing out on.
So I have a question about that. So is it $500 total in medical bills or $500 and under per potential collection?
So if it's with the same company, $500 total, because they're usually going to put it in one. $500 total. So medical bill, $500 or less.
Okay.
As long as they total less than $500.
Okay, but if I went to a bunch of different hospitals,
yeah.
Listen, I'm just thinking like a consumer.
No, yeah,
I am.
Absolutely. Yeah. So if you have a bunch of different medical bills and they're all under $500, they will not report to your credit profile.
Awesome. That's good to know. And I'm actually seeing less of the medical collections on credit reports. So that must be why I'm really not seeing a lot of the really small, stupid ones that I used to see all the time.
Yeah, I've seen some crazy ones for like $27. So, and it has the same amount of impact negatively than, a medical bill with $1,500 balance on it.
Mm-hmm.
What if I have a derogatory mark on my credit report?
So if you have any kind of derogatory remarks on your credit profile, whether that's a late payment, whether that's a collection, a charge off, you name it, we can definitely dispute it, especially if there's some inaccuracies. So if there's any type of derogatory remark on your profile, the first thing you want to do is look at your credit report, see how it's reporting across the board. They must be 100% accurate. If they're getting the information from one creditor, the information across the board should completely be 100% the same, right? So go in, check if there's any discrepancies. If there's any inaccuracies, dispute them to each of the bureaus and try to see if you can get them eliminated yourself. If you don't know what to do, give us a call and we will definitely help you take care of that at 479-573-6206.
Thank you. And let's see. What if I have identity theft and it's showing up on my credit report?
if you have identity theft, you definitely want to make sure that you're getting in touch with at least one of the 3 credit bureaus, letting them know that there has been identity theft on your account so that they can go ahead and put a fraud alert on your profile. Therefore, no extra damages can occur on your credit profile. There's definitely lots of things that can be done. You want to make sure that you're filing a police report, that you're making sure that you're getting all the documentation necessary to prove that it indeed was identity theft. But it can definitely be resolved. It may take some time, but you can definitely come back from it.
Yeah, and us lenders, like all that advice is awesome because that's what we're looking for when someone has something funky on their credit report that they're in the process of getting eliminated from the credit report. When I pull and they say, oh, that was fraud. Well, if they have a police report and they're making steps of doing these other things, we can typically move forward with the lending as long as they've done their homework, up front. So that's good. I'm glad that, yeah, that's good advice.
Absolutely.
Lucia, can you tell everybody a little bit about how you got started in your business and your why and the services that you provide?
Absolutely. So I got started in the credit repair industry back in 2019. I was a single mom of 4. I could not get an apartment for my family. I couldn't get a reliable vehicle for my kids to move around in. And I started taking courses on how to repair my own credit. So once I started doing that and I started seeing, the movement in my score, the derogatory information that was being eliminated from my profile and the impact that it was having on me, I was finally being able to approve for, even low credit cards that I was never able to get. I was finally able to get into a vehicle for my family. And so I wanted others to feel that there is a solution, especially after going through a really hard time. Being a single mom of 4 was not easy. And with that sometimes comes a lot of negative debt, right? So being able to dig myself out of that hole, I wanted to be able to show others that are in my same, predicament at that point that you can definitely overcome it. So definitely single moms have a special place in my heart. But I absolutely love what I do. And, the benefit of it, I think, is having someone who didn't think, home ownership was even a possibility for them and showing them that it in fact is definitely the most rewarding of it all.
I love that. Absolutely agreed. All right, we're on to the next segment of What If? And this one's going out to Jennifer Fanning.
I'm in the hot seat. Okay, I'm nervous.
Now it's my potato. Catch it.
All right, you want to grill her, Lucia?
Do I want to grill her?
Yeah.
Be nice.
On your what ifs.
I don't think I have the what ifs in front of me, Donna. You're going to have to go ahead and take over.
Okay, Jen. What if I'm getting ready to buy a home. What if I have a relative that wants to give me money? Absolutely. I don't have any money, but they want to give me money.
Yeah, they want to gift you money, right? Yes. To buy? Yeah, so that is 100% permissible in both government loans and in conventional. So conventional loans are pretty easy peasy. They fill out the gift letter that the lender provides. They do need details about the person who's gifting. So it's just not a matter of me, grandma, is gifting my granddaughter $10,000. They want to know what account number it's coming from, what type of account it is. So they want some details, a phone number and address, because when you go and that money gets wired to the title company is looking at that gift letter and they match up the account numbers that are on that gift letter with where that wire came from. And believe it or not, I've had clients have people wire money from weird accounts that nobody's documented. And if that happens, you cannot close. So it's very important for people to be upfront and honest about where the money is coming from. And if it's an FHA loan, 100% available to do that as well. but they also want a bank statement, a full bank statement from the gift donor, which sometimes people get a little bit funny about that because they're like, well, I obviously have the money or else I wouldn't be giving them the money, which I get, but it's an FHA rule that they want an actual bank statement. So typically I tell those gift donors just to send that statement directly to me, that it doesn't need to go to the family member, so then the family member doesn't need to know, really what they have in the bank account.
So no mattress money, right?
No, heavens no mattress money. All money needs to be what we call seasoned, which means that it's been in a bank account for 2 months or longer. Otherwise, we need a complete paper trail of where that money came from.
Very interesting.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So I can't just walk in with my suitcase full of money and tell you, here's my proof?
No, listen,
this was gifted to me.
I actually had someone who ran a business up north and who thought that she could just come to closing with cash. And I was like, yeah, you can't do that. And everybody's motto is cash is king. Yes, except when there's a mortgage. And the reason why is because the Patriot Act said, and even before then there was other rules, but that we have to have a paper trail of how homes are being purchased. It's in order to eliminate any sort of shenanigans going on, whether it be, people washing, laundering, drug money through the purchase of homes, whether it be people using money like that in order to do some sort of terrorist activity. So it all really, goes around all that type of shenanigans.
Gotcha.
What if I used to own a home like 5 years ago, and I want to buy again? Am I qualified as a first-time buyer or no, because I owned a home before?
You absolutely are. So after 3 years, then, we start singing Madonna's Like a Virgin. Woo! Because you start all over again. So your first time home buyer again when it's been 3 years. So, but I will tell people, so I've had the situation come up where someone has inherited a home in between A and B that they didn't buy, but their name is on the deed, where there was no money transacted, there was no loan, but they inherited that property. If your name is on a deed with mom and dad, or you inherited it, you're a homeowner. So I will preface it with that, because sometimes moms and dads want to put their kids on the deeds of their house, thinking it makes for a smooth transition in the event that mom and dad pass away, which it does do that, but then it disqualifies them for any type of first-time home buyer extras.
Got it. So if I owned a home 5 years ago and now I'm ready to become a, once again, first-time home buyer, do I qualify for this new Live Local Florida Act that was put into place?
You sure do. You sure do. And the way that they check that is based off of tax returns. If you're claiming interest, that you've paid on, on a house on your tax returns, then, if you don't have that for the last 3 years, then you got the 2 thumbs up and you're able to receive up to the $35,000 in down payment assistance.
That's amazing.
That
is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What if, Jen, I am already a homeowner and I want to buy another home, but I really don't have any money to put down on it? Do I have any options?
So you want to buy a new home. Are you selling your current home? What are you doing with your current home?
No, I only owe $25,000 on my current home. It's worth $500,000.
Okay, so are you and so you're keeping your current home then?
Yes. This would be an investment property.
Okay, so one thing you could do is talk to me first. And what we would do then is we would make if you have enough room in your debt to income ratio, is I would recommend you doing a home equity loan, pull some of the equity out of your current home, and then that money is what you would put forward to the new property. But you do need to have room in your debt to income ratio in order to do that. So if you're maxed out and you don't have any additional room, that doesn't work. But if you've got room, then that is 100% the way that you could purchase the next property. Mm-hmm.
Well, what if I'm putting 25% down on the second property and I'm going to rent it out? And
Yep. So then I have what's called a debt services loan. So that we don't look at your income at all. We just look at the potential rentability and the rents that will be collected on that property. So you put your 25% down. We don't look at the income and the debt ratios that direction. Everything is based off of that new property.
Very nice. And Jen, tell us about yourself and your why and all the things about being our biggest fan.
Woohoo! Well, I have been in retail banking for quite a few years. And after I'd been in retail banking, I thought, I don't know why I'm not helping more people with the mortgage aspect. I was constantly referring people to get mortgages and helping them with their home equity lines of credits. And I just really had this passion to help people obtain homes. And so then I sought out someone who was willing to mentor me, and she ended up being one of the biggest names in the state of New York for Sunny Mae, which is the down payment assistance program in the state of New York. And so I interned under her for an entire year. And so she really taught me the ins and outs of all the different down payment assistant programs. So I really cut my teeth in mortgages, in the down payment assistance programs. And so I'm firmly say that if you can do a down payment assistance, piggyback loans, and all this extra stuff that goes into those, you can do any kind of lending. The rest is easy. And I just really have this passion of helping people. Like, there's nothing better in my whole entire world. It's almost kind of like gambling, where you get so satisfied when you win a little bit of money and you go back and do more. That's exactly the rush that I get when I have a client that's closing who legitimately only contributed like $2,000 of their own money and was able to get into a house. And so that's just so satisfying to be able to help people come up with creative solutions, in order for that to happen. Now, I will say, for that to happen, they have to have a realtor who's a go-getter, like Donna is, because typically they need some sort of seller concessions in order to come to closing with that little of money. Most down payment assistance programs help with the closing cost aspect of it, but you're still required to have some sort of down payment, your 3% or 3.5%. So that is my why. I love the stories. I love when the single mama comes back and is so happy that she was able to get a home, for her and her kids, or I've even had elderly people who are in their, not elderly, I'm not too far away from this, but, in their late 60s that have never been homeowners, and never.
I was going to ask.
Yeah, I've had people that were, late 60s, have never owned a home, that maybe immigrated here from somewhere else or just never did it. And, who then can take advantage of these first-time homebuyer programs and be able to get into homes. And there's just nothing better. I have this one guy that literally calls me every 6 months, who thanks me every 6 months. And he's like, Jennifer, without you, I would never have bought a house.
That's very rewarding.
Yeah, like he refers all his friends, and so that's a great thing.
And just a reminder, from a real estate agent's perspective, on an FHA loan, you can get a seller concession of 6% of your purchase price. Right. So that is higher than a conventional loan. correct, Jen? And what is it
100%.
on conventional is 3% or
3%, yes.
3% on conventional.
3%.
So there's a lot of wins with doing an FHA loan. You know, back in 2022, nobody was really talking about FHA loans a whole lot, but you can bet with the Live Local Act coming out, down payment assistance coming up, working to get a seller concession of 6% on 300,000 is an $18,000 seller credit. So more than it takes care of your complete down payment. And then you could go back and utilize the money that's coming from them for your closing cost and nothing.
I have a client right now that I literally just structured his loan over the weekend. And I had to put that he was putting 5% down, not 3.5% down on his FHA loan that I'm doing Hometown Heroes for, which is morphing into the Live Local, because he was getting too much money back at closing. So his mom,
okay.
So his mom was gifting him $5,000, which is what we were utilizing for the deposit money, to tell the buyer, hey, I'm really serious about buying this home. So we put $5,000 down, and then he got some seller concessions. So the realtor negotiated $10,000 in seller concessions. And then we have what's now the Hometown Heroes. That's 5% of the loan amount, which more than covers all the closing costs. And then with Hometown Heroes, there's no points. There's no fee to get an interest rate. Where right now, the majority of us lenders have a fee to get interest rates.
Okay, so
I got a question.
Okay.
I have a question. What determines or who determines the seller concessions?
Well, in my book, it all starts with your real estate agent. And, to get a seller concession, I'm going to go in and offer full price on a property. Okay. Right. I don't care if everything's closing 93%. If you want money back, you've got to give them what they're asking for their property. Mm-hmm. So you're going to get that done right up front. And then you're going to go through your inspection period, right? And as long as nothing is overwhelming during that inspection period process, and it could be overwhelming too, I guess, because there's always a solution for everything. But, you're basically trying to get the money from the seller without taking any money out of inspections, because you can't expect them to do both. But maybe there's a plumbing issue in a house, and FHA isn't going to let there be a plumbing issue when you go through your inspection. They're going to make sure that home is solid for you, right? Mm-hmm. So maybe the seller's got to go do a $1,500 plumbing repair, and maybe you're going to get $15,000 back for concessions at the end of it, basically saying that you're going to take on these little repairs that they need to be done. And you have some sellers don't believe in it at the same time. They're like, oh, I paid full price for my house, and I'm not going to get it. So it's really kind of, as a real estate agent, knowing the market, knowing what the bargaining tools are and the different ways to go about it, because there's not one set way to get this done. It's really the overall picture in the home that you're dealing with.
Right. And I always tell my buyers, I'm like, they don't have to give you anything. So this is, so if a buyer needs seller credit to buy because they legitimately don't have money, I let them know that it's going to be a more difficult process, that they might make several offers on homes, that people may say no to. So they just need to buckle their seatbelt, and be prepared for that. But my last few buyers over the last week or so, I've seen some good seller concessions.
Great. That's great.
Yeah. And there's things like, there's this, I guess it's a stigma that kind of goes along with, oh, it's got a bad roof. Oh my gosh, my insurance is going to be high. There are actually solutions for that as well. So if you're getting a seller credit because you need a new roof in the next year, you can take that money and you can put it down towards your house. On your insurance itself, they're going to note that you need to get a new roof. you can go and get Y Green financing for your roof after you're a homeowner, so that it's coming out of taxes versus being a lump sum 15 or 16 or 18 or $20,000, whatever it is, for you to put on your new roof. So a lot of people don't know about that program, but it is out there, and it's a lot less taxing on the pocket. And that's just another way to get in the game and become a homeowner. Again, I would love to be able to help you with that. My name's Donna Campbell. I'm the host of the show. But if I'm not able to help you, I know so many wonderful real estate agents that would be able to assist you. So please feel free to give me a call at 561-685-6663 and let me help you make homeownership a reality. Is Jeff still with us?
No, he is not.
Do you have the screen for the market updates?
I do.
Okay, so I'm just going to jump in real quick into what's going on in the market here in Florida. These are the stats coming through the end of March. So we're going to start off with Florida, and this is for single family homes only, not condos.
So Donna, is this looking, the numbers, they look at a full year, right? Like from, March
from January to March.
Okay. Oh, just January to March.
Just this year. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Okay. Do you have the screen up? I can't see it.
She's looking.
Oh, gotcha. All right. So in Florida this year, we have 26,161 closed sales so far. And in Palm Beach County, we have 1,465. Florida is down by 15% in closed sales, and Palm Beach County is down by 7%. When we look at St. Lucie County, it is down by 24%, and looking at Broward County, down 18%. So Palm Beach County faring better than the state in regards to closed sales. When we're looking at dollar volume for the state of Florida, you ready for this?
Yeah, talk to us. Tell us the dollars.
Okay, for the state of Florida, $14.6 billion in sales.
1 billion with a B?
With a B. And wow. 1.3 billion coming out of Palm Beach County. How about that?
Wow.
222 million coming out of St. Lucie, and 978 million coming out of Broward County, which is where Fort Lauderdale is for any listener that's out of the area. So Palm Beach County is still whaling it in. The average home price in Florida, $405,000, up 2.1% from over a year ago. In Broward County, it's up 3.7% from over a year ago at $565,000. 1.4% up in St. Lucie with an average home price of $375,000. And Palm Beach County is up 6.3% at $575,000 for an average home. So that's kind of what's happening out there.
That makes me feel so good, because now I'm not a liar, because I was telling all my home buyers in Palm Beach County, I'm like, listen, your values are going to continue to go up, maybe not 25%, but most likely at least 6%. Boom, I was right on.
There you go.
6.3.
So with that, I want to talk to you about a couple of my listings that I have on the market right now. I have several vacation rentals if you're interested in. 2 are in the historical part of West Palm Beach, right in the El Cid neighborhood. So both of these are 1-1s, and feel free to give me a call. We'd like to rent them out a month at a time. They're both available for season of next year as well. And it is in a charming place right off the Dyer Road. One is called the Villa Bamboo. So it's really quite beautiful. And then I also have a seasonal rental at the Ibis Country Club. And that one comes with a golf membership. It is available October through December. And then in that same country club neighborhood, I have a single family townhouse. Looks like a single family home. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, backs up to the 12th hole of the Ibis Golf Course, and it is listed for $599,000. If you don't know about Ibis, it's a full-service country club with 4 restaurants, 16 hard court tennis courts, 3 golf courses, and amazing pool, spa, recreation, and etc. I also have a commercial piece of land that's located in West Palm Beach. This sits on the West Gate corridor. It is zoned commercial. It is 4 lots, averaging a total of 0.67 acres. It is listed at $1,250,000. I had a zoning meeting last week with the CRA, and they would love to see townhomes or community office space with living up above in this spot. They're looking for a 2-story building. Something that's 10,000 square feet can be put here. And if you are really tuned into the commercial real estate market here in West Palm Beach, it is a rarity to find land. And as Mark Twain said, you should buy it because they're not making it anymore. If you have any questions about that and what can be done with it, again, 561-685-6663. My name is Donna Campbell.
Donna, can you tell me more about that first property that you talked about in Ibis? I think that I might have somebody who could potentially be interested in, and our connection kind of got a little wonky then.
On the golf course?
Yes.
Yeah. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath pool home located also on the 12th hole of the Heritage Course at Ibis. Basically, when you're renting at Ibis, you're going to pay the membership fee to transfer over all the benefits. This one comes with golf, so it's a big, huge savings.
So that means you don't have to pay a golf membership on top of what you pay. You just got to transfer it?
Yeah, you're paying like $1,000 transfer fee, and then all of those benefits become yours while you're staying there.
Wow, does every single house inside of there have this, or is this like a rarity?
No, you have 3 levels of membership. There's social, tennis, and golf, 2 levels of golf. Not all of them have golf, and golf is the hot thing. We're already rented out for all of season for next year, believe it or not.
Wow. So that means people need to call now.
Yeah. I have October through December available, and it's booked January through April of next year. We have a returning client spending 4 months instead of 3. And it's pretty excited. Today I was out showing houses right before I got here, and I was showing rentals in the El Cid area. And it's just really interesting to see what's out there in the market, for $5,000, for $7,000 a month. There's a lot of interesting things going on out there. I think it's important for me to tell you a little bit about myself real quickly. We're going to run out of time before we even know it today. But I also, like Lucia, single mom, raised 4 children, a store manager for Walmart, worked for them for 22 years, all over the country, New York, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Florida, Arkansas, Kentucky, Arizona, you name it.
It's like a country western song.
I am originally from Arkansas. I've been in Florida for over 20 years now. And one of the things that I can tell you from running Walmart stores is that I have so much patience. I believe strongly in customer service, and you're always right. And if you're not, I'm going to figure out how to figure that out too. So as a mom of 4, I also, like Lucia, have a huge heart for single mothers. I feel like, or a single dad, because I feel like a lot of time you feel like you're in this boat out in the water and you just don't know how to get to where you're going because, problems come up and you sometimes don't have someone to talk to. So I know Lucia and I, Jen, she was a stay-at-home mom. It's our goal to make homeownership a possibility for everyone. And again, I just want you to know that I have the patience to get you there. And it doesn't matter how many times we go out and look at a house. Jen?
which is awesome because I know that there's some realtors who tell people, listen, I'm only showing you 3 houses. Matter of fact, I sat down with a realtor one time that said that was his strategy. And I thought, oh, we're not going to work together because that's not like, I'm a hand holder. I'm a nurturer. Let me take care of you and get you through this process. Not a like, okay, get with the program. You're going to
Do this, do that.
Pick one.
Yeah. Same thing in my industry. I think a lot of, I have a lot of consumers or, clients that call me and they're like, okay, but who's going to send off the, the investigation letters and who has to do what, who has to print it, who has to mail it off. And we completely take care of everything. We are a full hands-on credit repair company. So we will handle the disputes. We will handle the printing. We will handle the mailing. We will handle it all.
Which I think is so amazing because you're right, Lucia, before I found you and worked with you, I had attempted to work with somebody else and they were happy to charge my clients the fee, but like they literally didn't do anything. They didn't do anything other than
take their money.
Right. And then I never heard back from them. And matter of fact, one client, their credit score went down. I'm like, what? So yeah.
Well, we're going into the last 5 minutes of the show for today. So let's all go around and have a little moment and let's leave our viewers with something to remember. What do you got, Lucia?
Well, today is Monday. And so for me, I wanted just to kind of say for all your entrepreneurs out there, it is another week to make your dreams a reality. And for those of you who are out there working a 9 to 5, your 9 to 5 pays your bills. Your 6 to 12 should be building your empire. So never stop working on your future.
I love that. You want to give them your information again, Lucia?
Absolutely. Yep, they can definitely give us a call at 479-573-6206, or they can reach us on our website at www.lcschreditsolutions.com.
Very nice. Thank you, Lucia. And Jen?
So today I'm going to leave you with Motivational Monday 7 rules of life. Okay. So smile. You gotta smile. You have to be kind. You can never give up. Don't compare yourself. Do not compare yourself to the person on Pinterest, to the person on IG, to the person on TikTok. It's only you. Don't be negative. Make peace with your past. So many people are like held back by things that happened to them in the past or choices they made in the past. Forget that noise. It's in the past. Like keep pushing forward. And then the last thing is to take care of your body and your mind. So that's the part that I struggle the most is to stop working and I have to take care of myself. So that's my motivation to everybody out there. And I'm Jennifer Fanning. And the best way to contact me is my work number at Waterstone Mortgage, which is 561-295-2005. And that does instantly transfer you to my personal cell phone. And then the way you can find me on the web is www.jfanningmortgage.com.
Thank you. All right, as we're winding down our show today, I guess I'll just follow Jennifer's lead and I'll leave you with my little thing that my dad taught me. So I was struggling with people skills when I first became a manager at Walmart. And I was very young, about 21. And my dad wrote me a letter when I got relocated from Arkansas to Florida. And he said, people will take you where you want to go or out of the place you want to be. You should never talk to them in a demeaning manner. And if you have an idea, you need to make it theirs. So this has been my business philosophy pretty much my whole life. I never was rated below standard on people skills. I always excelled on that from that point forward, because when I first started, I thought that I could just tell somebody what they needed to do and they were going to do it. But there really has to be some listening done for you to understand what their needs are and to get them to where they want to go. So this is my philosophy in real estate. I am a real estate agent with Coldwell Banker in Boynton Beach, Florida. I service all of Florida. I am thrilled to have you here on my radio show with my beautiful co-hosts, Jennifer and Lucia and Jeff. And we are here every Monday from 3 o'clock to 3:50. You can download the app at W4CY Talk Radio and listen to us all the time. We will soon be rolling out to Spotify, to iHeartRadio as a podcast, and we hope to continue to have your listenership there. We're super excited about it. Let's see, what else? If you're going to participate in the Live Local Act and get some down payment assistance, now is the time to start getting ready for that. If you have credit problems, you need to reach out to Lucia first. If not, go right on to Jen, get your pre-approval, and then we are going to go out and start looking for houses. Again, this is Donna Campbell coming to you live from W4CY Talk Radio with Real Estate Dreams and Beyond. Let us help you make your real estate dreams come true. Until next time, thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Donna. Have a great weekend.
Donna.
Bye, everyone.
Enjoy your day at the beach.
Have a great week.